Hey, we want to welcome everybody here this evening to the Rebels Racing Network. We're here with the Thunderstruck Tour Modified Series. We've got 125 laps tonight at Richmond International Speedway. This is going to be and I'm going to try not to laugh all night long, folks, but this is Griff's sister, 125. I don't,
Uh,
I don't know how we're going to do it tonight, Jamie.
I'm not sure either. We're definitely gonna get a few chuckles out of that. Not sure what it's about. We're only going with what we were told by the jet. So
Yeah, anything crazy comes up, let's definitely blame the jet on this one. But a fun track. I mean, Richmond's always been a pretty fun track. This is another one of those tracks that we've talked about a couple different times. I never really got a great feel for. I know a couple months back, the Road to Pro, we both ran some races at Richmond International Speedway and had some really good success there. So anxious to see what these Tour Modifieds can do on this track.
well, I definitely love Richmond. So hopefully this is going to be a good race. I don't see any reason why it won't be a good race. Richmond is a tough track to be fast at, but it's not a tough track to get around. So we shouldn't see a whole lot of self spins and things like that. So that should lead to some green flag racing, even though we are here at a short track. So um, get ready for an exciting one here tonight, folks, and hopefully it'll be a good one.
Yeah, I think the toughest part about Richmond is really turn two. It's getting a good launch off that corner, not getting the back into the car light, or just really pushing up into the wall. But you're right, Jamie. It's not a real difficult track to drive. It is difficult to find speed though, and I think if we're going to see some problems, it's definitely going to come there at the exit of turn two.
Well, qualifying is over, and it looks like we are going to have a heat race. We got 17 drivers in the field. 15 is the cutoff. So looks like Michael Swink and Tyler Rice are going to battle it out for 20 laps. Hopefully, they will just knock these 20 laps out. We can get on to the main event.
Yeah, we just went over the driver count there apparently, so we will see a heat race here this evening. So two drivers will be on the grid, as Jamie said. We've Michael Swink and Tyler Rice, and they'll be battling out for that coveted 16th position.
Yeah, we last week at Bristol we had to run a heat race as well, and uh, there was three of them in that one. And they still managed to have a little trouble with that. And they were pretty much just running single file, just trying to run the 20 laps out. But you know how Bristol could be. So some people had some damaged equipment going into that feature.
They sure did. And we'll have to keep an eye on that number 30 car. It seems to have a couple of connection issues. We've seen him blink a couple times really good, so hopefully that settles down for him. He gets through this heat race and into the main event. Well, I mean, he'll be in the main event. It's just whether he starts 16th or 17th.
Okay. And Tyler is fresh off a win from Monday night and a crazy finish to the Magic Monzo Street Stock Series. Uh, had one car that had pretty much dominated the race, and he decided to celebrate a little early, and it cost himself the win. And after all the smoke cleared, Tyler Rice ended up being the winner of that race.
I had completely forgot he was because we interviewed the Raw Waste race winner
We
and
sure did.
everything,
We
and
sure did.
we could only go off of what we could see and what was going on, and we did the
Right.
best we could. But Tyler Rice was awarded the win on Monday night, and rightfully so. Had a great race. So pace car is off, and we're going to watch these two cars make some laps around Richmond.
Green flag is out. Michael Swink in the 51 gets a good start. There's a little gap between him and Tyler Rice as they head into turn one.
As we kind of pan out here, you can see the entire track, almost the entire track in this short D-shaped oval. Little different, obviously different corners on each end of this. 1 and 2 with a little more banking, 3 and 4 pretty sweeping corner, and then still banking as you come down the straightaway. So it's a rare event that you're not turning at Richmond Speedway.
so far so good as we've completed 2 laps. It looks like these guys are going to be content to just run this 20 laps out. Really not going to make a big difference one way or the other with the starting positions for these guys. One will start 16th, the other will start 17th.
But, you know, at least they'll get out here, they'll be able to log some laps and understand what these cars are going to do here at Richmond. Even though the both of them spent some time there in practice, getting used to it, it's nothing like getting out here under some race conditions and seeing what these cars can do. So that sounds like the old new subscriber there, Jamie.
Yeah, I'm going to have to wait until it catches up here on my end. I will let you know who that was. I'm feeling it was a follow from Wacky Big Brain, but we'll definitely try to confirm that here in a minute. If it was, we definitely appreciate it.
Wacky Big Brain, did you say?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. It's always interesting to see what people come up with across social media platforms. You know, anything from Xbox to PlayStation to even Twitch. Some of these usernames that people come up with, I mean, they're pretty creative. It's like,
oh, well, actually, I was wrong. It was a subscription. It came from Kenny176. So, Kenny, we definitely appreciate that subscription. And thank you very much for the support. Wacky, this is Richmond International Speedway, 3/4 mile track in Richmond, Virginia.
So we're watching the heat race here this evening. 8 laps, 20 laps here, and these 2 cars are definitely going to make the field for the main event tonight, which is 125 laps. But the first 15 get on time, and anybody after that goes into the heat race as they cap the fields at 20. So even though there are only 2 cars here in the heat race, they will both make it. It's really just a battle of who's going to start 16th, who's going to start 17th.
And bragging rights for saying that you won the heat race.
Well, there's that too. The gap stays pretty consistent here as they have maintained between 5 and 7 tenths between the 2 of them. So don't know if they're just kind of pacing things out right now. Just getting a good feel for the car and trying not to tear up too much here. You can't giggle without telling me the joke.
Well, now I know who Kenny176 is. But
okay.
still appreciate the subscription. That doesn't change anything.
Whoever you are out there in the mysterious interweb land, we do appreciate you. As we are coming up on 12 laps complete in heat race here this evening at Richmond Speedway, and Griff's sister, 125. Yes, you heard that right. This is Griff's sister, 125. Brought to you by the Thunderstruck series. So a lot of great racing all season long. We've been able to call the last 4 races now, JD?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Yep. And we've seen some pretty good ones in this series for sure.
Yeah, these cars are a lot of fun to drive. If you really want to get out there and have some fun with a car, we talk about it from series to series. From all the different ones, we get the privilege to come out here and broadcast and watch. These tour modifieds are a blast.
Yeah, still can't get over that race we saw with this group a couple weeks ago with that outside pass with what, like 2 laps ago, I think it was. That was still just amazing. William Griffith had that race pretty much under control, but it just wasn't to be.
Yeah, I think we could physically hear his heart break in the interview. That's a tough one. We've all lost him that way. We've won him that way. It's a tough pill to swallow. I mean, when you're on the other end of it, makes that pass for the win there. I mean, you're just as happy as could be. But when you're the one that gets past, it stings for a little while.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like we got a Colt Lanford fan here in the house.
Oh boy.
Douglas County says, "Let's go, Lanford." I can't. This is a family show, so I'm not going to finish what he said. But basically, he said, "Don't mess it up, there, Colton." Hopefully, Colton's got feeling back in his hands.
That's true.
You know, he's very excited over a week ago when he got a podium finish in the Street Stock Series. Hopefully he's got that feeling back, and maybe we'll get a chance to talk to him again tonight.
I'd love to. I missed that race and heard a lot about it. We talked about it on yesterday's broadcast too, and well, actually on Monday's broadcast for the Street Stock Series. So good to see him out at the track. Always great to hear from the fans there on Twitch stream. So yeah, definitely send your comments, your questions. It is a family show, to a point, I guess. So we try to keep it as clean as possible. But even us, I mean, we'll screw some stuff up.
I mean, race is named Griff's sister after all, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think anything's free game after that. It's the 50 gets up into the wall.
There was a Brian Brogan sighting, but it looks like he might have disappeared.
We are finishing up this heat race here this evening. Looks like Mike Schmidt will definitely run away with this one. His 30 car, excuse me, is second and a half back, so they will finish this thing up. The battle for 16th position in the main event has been settled as he comes to almost a stop at the start-finish line. I don't know if he wanted to make sure it was a close race or what it is, but we will now get the starting grid here and get this race underway. So they're going to do a little bit of warm-up, get the tires, get some heat in the tires and all that, and make sure that everything's good with the equipment. So we'll watch them as they go through warm-ups here a little bit. Tell you, JB, from all the different series that we call, sometimes you get used to the formats, and then sometimes you're just like, oh yeah, they've got to do warm-ups now, and there's a heat race. But again, it's so cool to be able to show our audiences all the different type of racing that exists here on iRacing and really in real life as well, and how the formats are different and all that. So a lot of cool stuff, especially here.
Yeah, for sure.
Watching Jeff Paisley right now, number 7 butt kicker car, making some laps around here. I sure hope Griff's sister isn't actually watching, or maybe I hope she is watching. I don't know what makes it better.
If she is watching, I sure hope that she's aware.
Yeah, I suppose there's that. Yep.
I hope she's not joining this stream and finding out that this race is named after her.
Well,
and I hope Griff is aware, since he is actually in this race. I hope he is aware that this is his sister's 125. I mean, because now Dad's had the pressure, right? I mean,
right?
I mean, doesn't he have to go win this race?
I think he does for the honor of his sister. I believe he does.
Exactly. I mean, that's the way I look at it. And if he doesn't, then if I was his sister, I'd be highly disappointed.
Oh, I have no idea how we're going to call this race here this evening, but we're going to try. We are definitely going to try. I believe that is man code there, though, right? You have to defend your sister. I mean, there's just no two ways about that. So, as the cars are starting to take the grid right now, we'll get to our starting lineup. As the cars are still gridding up here, but Garrett Kinder is going to be the pole sitter here this evening on a number 76 from Reaper Racing. We're waiting for him to take the grid right now as we go down through the field. Sam Wetstein from Extreme Motorsports in that 98 is going to be starting to his outside. Kai Shepard in that number 60 will be starting in third from Dirt Affliction. Jeff Paisley in that number 7. All right, technical difficulties with the voice there. Josh Oswald in that number 17 will be starting in fifth. Thomas Capuano?
Capuano.
Capuano. There we go. And then number 21 will be starting in sixth position. Starting in seventh, is going to be Charlie Gates in that number 55. Starting in 8th is going to be Greg Fronick in that number 71. Starting in 9th is going to be Cody Boehm in that number 78, Jamie.
All right, starting 10th, 04 of Chud Bassett. Starting 11th, 038 of Jamie Tweed. Starting 12th, the number 12, William Griffith, or his sister. Starting 13th, number 69, William Baker. Starting 14th, number 44, Phil Hitman Monzo. Starting 15th, the 025, I Can't Feel My Hands, Colton Lanford. Starting 16th, the number 51, the winner of the heat race, Michael Swink. And rounding out the field in the 17th spot is number 30, Tyler Rice. I'll tell you, Pat, that paint scheme on Sam Woodstein's car, that thing is really sharp. I'm gonna tell you, it's wearing me out. Every time it comes around, I feel like I got to stand up and salute it. But that's a good-looking car right there.
Well, that'd be like going to Catholic church on Sunday. It's all that up, down, up, down, up, down. I don't think we could do that one, Jamie.
I know.
Too much exercise. Too much exercise. But a sharp-looking car. A lot of these Tour modifieds are very sharp.
They are.
They're cool cars to be able to paint and do different things with, because you can do things not only with the body of the car, but even with the roll cages, and the Nerf bars, and all those different types of things. And they're painted in that, what I'll say, a throwback short track racing Saturday night local track paint schemes, big numbers and local sponsorship and all that. So they're super cool cars out here.
Yeah, absolutely. You can definitely do a lot with these, and they're different. Cup cars between the Cup, Xfinity, and trucks are all the same, but and the green flag is out.
Garrett Kendrick gets a great start on the inside. He's going to bring along Ty Shepard along with him. The same Wednesday doesn't get the greatest start. He's going to have to battle for that second position on the outside. We've got some cars jostling for position there. Now it looks like Sarah Winston's going to come under fire from Josh Oswald, that number 17 car.
Yeah, good start for this field. And, Richmond, again, like we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast, it's a tough track to be fast at, but it's not a tough track to get around, and that's playing out here. Well, I spoke too soon. We've got a big pile up at the rear of the field. Looks like about 4 cars tangled up.
Take a look at that. Looks like Chud Bassett is involved here. We'll see how this all unfolds here shortly. It looks like the 04 gets loose down on the bottom. Hitman gets into the back of the 69 car, gets collected as well. And just a tough break for all those involved. As the 04 car gets down on the apron there. Watch it once again here in slow motion. We'll see him get down on the apron. And it gets that left front, and it really just unsettles that car and turns him around. And unfortunately, that is going to collect up a few cars along the way, as we will look at Hitman that comes in there, nowhere to go. The 69 car of William Baker, nowhere to go. And the 025, also just of Colton Lanford. I'm sure he can feel his hands now after the wheel being jerked around, but a lot of cars caught up in that. It was just catching the apron there a little bit, Jamie, is what caused that one.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for all 4 of those guys. But it's early, so hopefully they can get in there and get to work on these cars and get back out here and still contend for a win here tonight.
Definitely early here this evening, so hopefully, like you said, hopefully these cars will be able to get out there and really be able to get back into this race. Looks like Michael Swink, that was going to start in 17th position. The winner of our heat race never made the grid, so we're not going to see him here this evening.
Well, it looks like he might be doing race control at this point.
And that would explain that.
Not sure, because he has been made an admin, so interesting choice to run a heat race, but then not run the feature.
Well, somebody's got to do race control, and maybe he drew the short straw here this evening.
Could have been. Maybe he just got his win and ready to pack it up and go home.
Just go out on top. Got my heat win. I got my trophy. I'm out. I love it.
That's right.
I love it. So
We got Charles Stevens in the stream tonight. What's up, Charles?
yeah, good to have you in the stream, man. Always good to see you. And we are now 7 laps complete, or 6 laps complete here in the Griff Sister 125 here in the Thunderstruck series. You got Pat and Jamie here from Goat Locker Racing doing all the broadcasting for the Thunderstruck for the rest of this season. So happy to see everybody here on the Rebels Racing Network and those that have tuned in to the Goat Locker Racing Network. Glad to have you out here. Garrett Kinder won the pole here this evening and has led every single lap thus far. We'll see how some of these other cars continue to move up through the field. Kai Shepard has moved up as well. Sam Wetstein didn't have the greatest start to this race. Dropped back there 1 position, but solidly within 3rd, moving down on the inside. So see if he can get back up there and back up into that 2nd position. Lights are out on the pace car. We're getting ready to go back green, Jamie.
It seems like that was a really long caution period there, but maybe not. Sure, it's normal. Just anxious to get back to racing here.
I agree. I think it's a little different because Richmond being a 3/4 mile track, we're used to seeing these cars on half-mile tracks, and sometimes even shorter than that. So it just seems to take the cars a little bit longer to get around 3/4. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, good point right there. And pace car is off, so Garrett Kinder has control of the field. There he goes. He is off.
Great start there. Sam Wetstein, as expected, has an inside position, so he's going to try to battle for 2nd. Pretty shallow entry there, though, so I don't know that he'll be able to hold that. But he definitely does coming off that corner, so the battle is on for 2nd place.
Sure is. Josh Oswald is trying to stick his nose up in there.
So we've got 4 cars right now battling it out for 2nd and 5th place. Still all side by side.
Tell you what, we got some more royalty in here. The player, Magic Mike, is in the house. You know, I never really saw that side of Magic Mike until I saw his Facebook post today, and I'll tell you, Pat, he had that whole situation planned out, man. And you knew he was serious when he posted out the Kenny G.
Oh, and Sam Wetstein gets on the apron and gets control of that car once again. But that could have been disastrous.
Wow.
As we're seeing right now, you cannot drop that left front onto the apron or it's going to turn these cars around.
No, no, no. Stay off the apron, boys.
Oh, that could have been disastrous. But, back to the topic at hand of Rico, Mikey, Magic Mikey, Suave. I did also see that Facebook post. The man has some skills.
He does, man. I was impressed. And I'll be honest, it took me by surprise. Every time we've talked to Magic Mike, he's so mild-mannered and laid back. Got a little chuckle out of that today.
Just never lose. A lot of fun to read, though. A lot of great drivers that across the board here on all these series. You'll see them from series to series that we broadcast. You know, you'll see some guys over at Goat Locker Racing tomorrow. They're racing here tonight. So a lot of fun, and it's been a really cool community to be a part of and help build. So it's a lot of fun with guys like Charles Stevens and Magic Mike come into the stream and interact with us and watch some of our broadcasting. So always a good time.
Yeah, definitely love this group of drivers we've got in this series.
Looks like the field is kind of settled down at this point in time. The race right now is on for 2nd place with Kai Shep. Thomas Capano. I got it right that time, didn't I?
Capuano. My guess is it's Capuano. Now, I could be completely wrong. So
I usually rely on you for these things, so I'm going to continue. Good to see Cody Boehm out here tonight too as well. And number 78 car, he's up 5 positions from where he started. Speaking of Griff's sister, let's check in on the man, the myth, the legend himself. The number 12 car of William Griff here, and he's up 7 positions from where he started. So solid top 5 right now. So having himself a good night as he continues to work his way up the field. Like we see each and every week, it's kind of his MO. We won't see him qualify too well. We get it into any type of green flag run. That number 12 car comes marching up through the field. So now we go back and take a look at Josh Oswald back in 6th position. Down one spot from where he qualified. Still having himself a solid night. Jamie Tweed, that 038 car that just blinked on him. But we got him back now. He's up 4 positions from where he started. Sam, what?
Caution.
And the yellow flag is out. We'll take a look at what happened back here. As I'm not seeing exactly what happened. Colton Lanford looks like he's pointed in the right direction. Looks like all cars are pointed in the right direction here, so not sure where the accident came from, Jamie.
Well, I didn't see it, but I'm seeing that a driver has been removed from the race by admins, so not sure if there wasn't something going on that was a little extracurricular maybe or something. Not real sure.
We will get back after it here. We are back under caution, getting ready to complete, coming up on lap number 20 here. And the Griff sister, 125 here in the Thunderstruck series. This is the Tour Modified series. Tomorrow night they run the super late models or just the late models. I cannot remember.
I think it's super lates.
So Thursday evenings they run the super late models. So be sure to tune in tomorrow as well for that. But for those tuning in on the Goat Locker Racing Network, we have our truck series tomorrow night. So make sure you head over and catch that. A lot of great racing there as we're winding down season number 1. Had some fantastic races there. And as we always say, the schedule that we have going, lots of opportunities to tune in and watch and be a part of it. Friday night, we have the Extreme Xfinity Series presented by, you guessed it, Goat Locker Racing. And where we are at race number 2 of round number 1 of the playoffs, where myself and Jamie are still leading the points. So as we head off to Kentucky Motor Speedway, and then later that evening, we have the Magic Monzo's ARCA Series. And then Sunday, we will be with the Rebels Truck Series at Miami Homestead Speedway. So still a lot of racing left this week, Jamie.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and definitely looking forward to that Rebels race on Sunday night. I kind of feel like this Rebels season has started off like an old school Cup season. Remember back in the day when there used to be that gap after Daytona, there would be that off week, and then they go to Rockingham, and it just I always kind of felt like that was just kind of a herky-jerky start to get the season going, because you're all excited for Daytona, and then you've got an off week, and we've kind of gone through that because of the 4th of July weekend with the Rebels racing. So I kind of feel like it's an old throwback, but I'm ready to get racing and not have off weeks.
Cannot wait to get behind the wheel of that truck again. Really excited for Friday to get behind the wheel of the Xfinity car and continue our playoff run there. But still a lot of great racing, left here this evening. We still got a little less than 100 laps in the Griff Sister 125 here in the Tour Modifieds. And, of course, again, the truck series tomorrow with Goat Locker Racing. So a lot of great stuff still yet to come before we even get a chance to jump behind the wheel of a couple cars. And I think you're right, Jamie. Man, these cautions seem to last forever.
Yeah, they do. I don't know if it's just that the pacing at Richmond is maybe a little bit slower than what maybe it could be, or what the deal is. I mean, I know they're not running extra laps, but
right.
It just seems like it's taking a long time.
It sure does.
These cautions have, gone.
Out there, lined up 2 by 2 back through the field. Garrett Kinder will have control of this race as he has from the drop right here. He will have Kai Shepard to his outside, Thomas Capano to his inside, and Cody Bowman in 4th. And again, William Griffith there in 5th position. Garrett Kinder gets a great start here to the race. We are back under green. Again, that inside line on these restarts. Whoa, and that 21 car. I think that was the 21 car really snapped loose there and almost collected up a bunch of people. But everybody seemed to keep the cars pointed straight, and we are still going. Man, that was a close call there for Thomas Capano. That car snapped.
Luckily, everybody got through that, and we keep green here. That would have probably collected most of the field.
Now Cody Bowen is really tracking down our leader, Garrett Kinder, right there. The last lap, a couple tenths faster, maybe.
Yeah, you know, Cody's been really strong in every car series he's run in here recently. I think the only reason he didn't win Monday night was just simply because iRacing was just not cooperating with him, and he was kicked out of the race several times. But he's definitely fast.
Yeah, we've seen him in these tour modifieds get up there and battle for the lead in almost every single race. No different here this evening. He continues to stalk our leader, Garrett Kinder, in that 76 car. Right now, it looks like he's getting,
oh, we got
ooh, that is a big
21's on his lid. 21 is on his roof. I'm not sure if he just got to the wall and wall climbed, or and that's when it looks like Josh and Jet got to the back of him.
We'll take a look here.
What actually happened first?
As 21's already on his lid, the other cars just come getting piled in. The Hitman gets involved. Judd Bassett's involved as well. Again, a lot of cars collected up here. Again, can't quite see what happened to Cabana there, as the car was already upside down. We'll try to do a little bit of not sure what happened to him, but again, mayhem ensues there on the backstretch, and we're back under caution here again in the Chris Sister 125 here in the Thunderstruck Tour Modified Series.
Yeah, I feel like these guys are right on the verge. They're getting ready to bust off a really long green flag run here. It feels like every time they get going, it's going to be a long green flag run, and something kind of fluky happens. So let's see how this plays out.
Much different than many of the other series that we broadcast. You won't see these tour modifieds come down pit road. The set of tires that they start on is the set of tires that it has to last the entire time. No need for fuel either, so if you do see one of these cars coming down pit road, it means that they've got some damage for sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I believe they've got enough fuel to get to the end as well, don't they?
They do.
Okay.
So again, no need for these cars to come down pit road. They've got enough fuel in the tank. They've got the only set of tires that they're going to get tonight, so they got to make them last, and they got to keep these cars in one piece. As I do believe they do have a fast repaired, but that would be the only time you're going to see somebody coming down pit road is for damage. We have now completed 30 laps of our scheduled 125 here this evening. Garrett Kinder has led from the pole, led every single lap. We've had a couple short green flag runs here. Both of them kind of, or I would say three of them, really had a couple incidents within them, whether it is people dropping a tire on the apron and getting real loose. Like I said, that last one with the 21 car just kind of snapped in the corner. It really changed up our running order up front. So we'll have to see as some of these cars got shuffled back, and some of them are now a little bit further up, especially guys like Cody Boehm in that number 78. We'll have to see what he can, now that he's going to restart right next to Garrett Kinder, what he can do.
Garrett definitely still had the advantage on the restart going when he chooses. And again, as we see it, a lot of other tracks, when you're on the outside and don't really have the ability to use the banking to accelerate, even if you time it up good, you're still probably going to get left behind by the leader. So, but we saw Cody was very fast in the last run, so whatever Garrett gets on the restart, it won't take Cody long to reel him back in.
Thomas Capano, which was a part of that last, was going to restart back in the 12th position. So we're anxious to see how he comes up through the field because he looked pretty strong when he was up front. So we'll have to see as he comes back through the field here if he can get back up front and battle with his leaders. Pace car is getting ready to hang that hard left, and we're going to get back underway. And Garrett Kender gets a great start there again. Cody Boehm is...
Yep, sorry.
Oh, you're good. Cody Boehm is clear. And now the battle is on for third place.
Yeah, Garrett looked like he went just a little bit earlier this time. Last time he held it down to almost when the green flag came out. He went just a tad bit earlier, and that seemed to work out good for him.
We got a good battle up here up front. Josh Osborne is now trying to make his move back here from third position. Sends it in low and gets underneath that 60-car Kai shot. William Griffin, see if he can't follow on this one.
Another caution.
Caution is back out again. Let's see what brought this one up. Looks like Greg Fronick has crashed. Take a look here. Back in his back. Seven car drifts up and just really just puts him into the wall. So the seven car there of Jeff Paisley drifts up coming off the corner. Not sure if he didn't realize the 71 car was up there, but drifts up into it, puts him into the wall, and we're back under caution.
Looks like Kai Shapper is going to bring that 60 machine down the pit road.
Interesting call there. Kai Shapper down on pit lane, of course, as we were talking about before, the 71 car on pit lane after taking that damage. It's still going to leave us 12 cars in the lead lap. Sam Wetstein being 1 lap down, and Jeff Paisley being 4 laps down. Still in the race. We'll head back up front, check in on our leader. Again, who's had a very solid night. Took the pole here this evening and has led every single lap. He's had some different challengers come up there, but I just don't think there's been a long enough green flag run for guys like the 78 car to get up there and really challenge him.
Right. I think if we can get about 20 laps into a run here, we're going to get to see who really is fastest car out here, whether it's Garrett or Cody Boehm or even maybe Josh Jet if he can take advantage of a long run to work his way back up to the front.
Yes, we are 37 laps into our schedule, 125 minutes. So still a lot of racing. Long way to settle this race out here this evening. So hopefully these guys can get into one of those longer green flag runs and be able to click some laps off here. This is a bit bigger of a track than they're used to going to at a 3/4 mile track here, so these laps aren't going to quite click by as fast as they do in some of the other races. So you're going to have to get some green flag racing in, or we are all going to be in for one very long day. Continue the lap here under caution. Again, we want to thank everybody that tunes in from the Rebels Racing Network and everybody that's tuning in on the Go Locker Racing Network as well. Been a pretty good race here this evening so far, and always is in these tour modifieds. We've definitely had a handful of cautions here to start this race off. Guys getting loose, guys dropping a tire on the apron, and just getting collected up by other guys. But I think we're getting to that point, like you said, Jamie, to where I think that long green flag run is coming. I think some of these guys have really got the jitters sorted out, some of the other things sorted out, and this is typically when we see these guys go.
Yeah, and once they do they're going to click off laps in a hurry.
Get ready to get back underway. 2 by 2 down to the field. Garrett Kinder will have control of this field one more time here. So we'll have to see how he does the restart as he's trying to change it up to keep Cody Boehm at bay. Oh, as they are knocking the bumpers off each other right now. They are back underway, and Jet gets a heck of a restart here.
Yeah, Cody Boehm, I don't know. Jet caught him sleeping a little bit, maybe. I don't know. But he definitely took advantage of that inside line and just followed Garrett right on by. But Cody Boehm continues to fight back on the outside, and they're staying. Well, I don't know if these things really have doors. I guess cage to cage maybe is how we should call it. But he clears him now as they go into turn 3. Or turn 1, rather. Oh, we got another car. Another accident. Yellow is out.
Yeah, it looks like a couple cars have crashed. We'll take a look in and see what's time has crashed. If you go back here and take a look at it from the 98's perspective. He's got Kai Shepard right behind him at this point in time. And, oh, there are just cars going everywhere. Jason Paisley's up in the air. We'll go back and take a look at it from Paisley's point of view because I think this is where it starts. Him and the 71 are side by side. 71 drifts up to the track into the 7. Those two get together and collect up a bunch of cars along with them. So I know those two had just tangled on that last caution, and they tangle one more time. So we are back under caution again. We've completed 42 laps here. Garrett Kinder is out front, as he has been all night. That cool looking pink car, I think that's Kinder Farm and Ranch on that. He's always got the big friggin' coolers as well on the back. Does an amazing job, and I think, I'm not sure if the Jet paints his car or Garrett paints his own cars. I believe Garrett paints his own. But the Jet does some amazing work as well. So those two cars are always in the show.
Oh yeah, for sure. And nice recovery by Colton Lanford, who we saw was involved in the first incident of the race. Nowhere to go, got clipped as he was trying to get by the accident. He's made his way back up to, well, he's made his way up to 5th. 10 spots from his starting position. So nice run for Colton.
Love to see that. Absolutely love to see that. But yeah, great recovery, running in that 025 monster car. Cool looking car there. I've always been a big fan of the Monster Energy paint schemes. They're simple. I love watching Kurt Busch going around the track nowadays, and a lot of things that Monster Energy does for a lot of motorsports. That's a cool looking car here tonight.
Yeah. Cool looking car. Can't stand Kurt Busch. And by the way, going through the cameo things, I saw he wants $400 to do a cameo. Somebody spending $400 to get a message from Kurt Busch. Wow.
Oh, well, I know exactly who's singing Happy Birthday to you this year.
You can just send me $400. Don't blow $400 on Kurt Busch, please.
Oh, I don't know. I think it'd be well worth it. Every single penny of it. Thanks for that. I need to take a momentary pause from the broadcast and write that one down. And,
did you happen to catch, I think it was last week, the Dale Jr. Download had Jimmy Spencer on there.
Okay. Well, those two had a historic rivalry.
Oh, absolutely. And that was talked about in great length. And there was quite a bit of stuff that Jimmy had to say about that incident. So that was probably one of my favorite Jimmy Spencer moments for sure. When he just reached in there and punched Kurt Busch right in the face. I don't know. I guess the biggest surprise that came out of it was to hear the reaction from Jack Roush who was threatening to sue Jimmy Spencer. That really kind of took me for a loop. You know, I mean, this is racing, and it wasn't the first time somebody's been punched in the face after a race. So, a reaction like that from a long-time motorsport professional like Jack Roush, it just really took me by surprise. But pace car is off, and Garrett Kendler gets a good jump once again.
He's definitely mixing up his restarts here. As that time, the minute that pace car pulled off, he was gone. Cody Bowen was sending down there.
Wow.
To get underneath Josh Oswald and try to get up there and battle back for his first position. But man, he really sent it that time.
And that 78 looked like it was a rocket going through turns 1 and 2. Wow.
Great car control there. Can't pull off that move too often, but he definitely made it work that time.
He looks like he's, we've got a spinner in the back, and caution is out.
It looks like Jamie Tweed has crashed. Take a look at that. 038 car right here. Gets in a little deep, gets into the back of Griffin, and then it just looks like he drops a tire down on the apron, and we know what happens, and we'll rewind it and take a look one more time here, but really that's kind of looks like what happened here is he gets in there, gets into the back of Griff, and then has to really check up, which unsettles that car, and he drops that left front down on the apron, and around that car goes. Looks like most everybody was able to avoid it, but Kai Shepard kind of finished him off there a little bit, but hopefully Kai will be just fine. And, yeah, we will line them up and try this again, as we are now 50 laps complete of our scheduled 125 here this evening. And the Griff sister, 125. I don't know, Jamie. I don't know that besides my sister's age, I don't know that I ever want to see a number behind her name.
Yeah.
Just, that's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. And, I have an older sister. She's 2 years older than I am, and yeah, I don't know how I ever want to see a number behind her name, except for her age. I mean, I get that.
Yeah, it usually never means anything good.
Yeah. So, but the lovely people here in the Thunderstruck series, the Tour Modified series, decided that tonight was the night, and Griff's sister was going to be the namesake of this evening's race. So we're trying to have as much fun with it as I think these guys are. And I think, like you said, Jamie, I mean, I kind of hope Griff knows this is happening. It might be a little more hilarious if he goes back and watches the broadcast and goes, "What the?"
Well, he is sitting in fifth, so there's a really good chance that he could get a podium finish here tonight, and we can ask him on the air.
I would absolutely love that. That would be amazing. Can somebody, anyway, please explain this to us? A lot of racing to settle this race here this evening. We've still got 74 laps to go, so not even quite halfway through this race. Again, I know we said it under the last caution, but it's coming. These guys are going to get these things sorted out and really be able to get into a long green flag run here. And I really think the 78 car's got something for Garrett Kendler.
Yeah, I do too. It's going to be interesting to see what Garrett does on this restart, because he's done just about everything he can, and that's the unfortunate thing about so many cautions is, he's pretty much used up the bag of tricks. Now Cody Bohm's going to be in a position where he can kind of start timing this a little better now.
Yep. Well, it might be that point in time also that we have to issue a warning to this league and say, if you continue to have a lot of caution laps, then we've got to fill it with something. So you can't blame us for what we fill it with. We're eventually going to run out of things to talk about. The conversation's going to hang a hard right somewhere.
Yeah.
So for Josh the Jet Oswald, the owners of the Thunderstruck series, you have been warned.
Yeah. I think Griff's sister is just hoping and praying that we stop talking about her.
Probably so. Too many jokes. Brain's overloading right now. Focus on the race. Focus on the race. All right, it's the base. Lights are out on the base car. We're getting ready to go back to the Thunder racing one more time here at Richmond International Speedway. Great night race here so far. And Cat and Mouse has been again. Garrett gets a great start there. Josh the Jets have been able to time this as well. And Cody Bowen just hasn't quite got this figured out. He sends it in there again. Definitely clears the Jet coming off the corner. The Jet falls back in line here. William Griffin is now looking to move his way up to the 4th position.
Sure is. Colton Lanford, he really sent it to in turn 1. He kind of ran up onto the bumper of Cody Bone, but he's paying the price now because he had to back out of it, and now he's getting past.
If you're going to take that calculated risk, you really got to try to make it stick, or you're gonna fall back for sure. So hopefully get those tires cooled off a little bit. I'm sure they're a little angry at him. Get his rhythm back. Get back in there and continue the challenge. Sitting solidly there in 6th place. Gonna get a little bit of a challenge here. Sam Wetstein is coming up. Sam Wetstein is still on the lap car at this point in time. No, he is back on the lead lap, and he is in 7th position. So this is definitely a battle for position back here in 6th, 7th, and 8th. Sam now clears him, and so does Kai Shepard. So that is good. Back. Head back up front and check in on our leaders right now. Garrett Kendrick's opened up about 4/10 of a second lead now. Over 2nd place is Cody Ball. Josh, Jet Oswald back to the position. William Griffin up 8 spots from where he started right now. Rounding out our top 5 is going to be Thomas Capano there, the number 21. We've seen him on the roof of this car. So an outstanding recovery for him to be in the top 5. Garrett Kendrick opened up a little bit of a gap. We went back and talked about a few other drivers. That 78 car is closing in to me.
Yeah, he sure has.
Continue to watch this battle up front. It's a little bit loose there coming off the corner, but keeps that car under control. Continues to hunt down of Garrett Kendrick. Now completed 61 laps over 125. Bristol 25. Best name for a race ever.
Absolutely. Yeah, Colton Lanford, man, he has really fallen off after that little hiccup there on the opening laps of this run. He's fallen back to 11th place. And it's now, yeah, he's over almost 8 seconds behind the leaders at this point. Not sure what all happened there, but
he's about a second off the pace as well. So yeah, not sure what's going on with this 025 car. It is definitely ill handled.
As Cody Bohm inches closer and closer to Garrett Kinder. Garrett Kinder's not going to be lonely much longer.
KinderOnly.com. Jet is now moving up as well. These two cars, the 76 and 78, battling side by side. The Jet's going to be there.
And not too far behind is William Griffith in that 12.
So we've got a few cars here. Let's take a lap behind the wheel of the 78 cars. Yeah, we talked about this a couple different times in these 4 modifieds, how many blind spots there are. You can definitely see it from this view. You have that big air cleaner that sits right in the middle of the view, and roll cage bars all around you. So you have a very narrow vision around this track. You really got to be precise, especially where you're placing those tires. You've seen a couple guys that drop the tire down on that big and end up spinning out. So, definitely watching Cody fight this car. He's kind of just shake the wheel back and forth a little bit as he's going down the straightaways. I think he's trying to do some heat in those tires before he gets into the corners.
Wow, put a blank over this top 3 right now.
That's a couple laps there with the second place car. Yeah.
Josh Oswald is really closed up. Top 3 within 5/10.
Jet is a very calculated driver. He's back there. Didn't mind getting past there. Knew that he could save some tire there for the long run and get up here and battle for the lead. So we'll have to continue to watch him as he stalks our leaders. We are now 70 laps complete of our scheduled 125. Eric Hinder has led all 7 laps. So it has looked on a couple different occasions here that somebody was going to get up there and actually challenge him for the lead. Seems like anytime guys like Cody get close to him, and we think that the challenge is on, Garrett's able to just kind of pick up the pace a little bit and start stretching his lead back.
Yeah, he's got 4 guys, well 3 guys. They are all, the top 4 is within a second of each other. So shaping up to be some pretty good racing, as we thought it would be once we got a green flag run going under our belts. And I'd like to welcome Uncle Greggy to the stream, showing off his fancy new subscriber swag, I guess. I don't know, his loyalty badge, whatever you want to call it. Looking pretty nifty there.
Nice. Love it. Continue to lap around here. Eric Hinder still well in control of this race. William Griffin now is up to the back bumper here. Jet is looking like he's definitely got that long run speed. These 3 cars are getting ready to duke out behind here.
Yeah, they sure are. I mean, the gap is opening between Garrett and Cody Bone, but the gap between Cody and 3rd and 4th is definitely closing because William Griffith continues to gain on Garrett Kinder. This is, oh, and he's looking to the outside, thinks Pedro falls back in line.
This is definitely the tale of 2 different packs of cars. You've got this front pack all under a second, and then you drop 4 seconds back to a 5th place car, Thomas Capano, and so we're definitely seeing which cars have that long run speed, which ones are really struggling with this. 69
Got a car turned around, but so far no caution. We'll see what happens if he can get going again.
I believe he is towed.
Oh, okay.
I believe he's off the track at this point in time. Blinding. So I think we're... Oh, with the Civic car!
He's in trouble. Is he going to gather it up? Oh, he's off the wall. And the caution is out.
It looks like he dropped the tire and could not
He
get
sure
that.
did.
We'll watch him get into the corner here. You're going to see that left front hit the apron, and he tries to correct it, and around goes that car.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, you know, that was a long developing situation there for Cody. You know, he probably thought he had it collected up a few different times and just ends up running out of room and into that wall. Terrible break for him.
That is tough break. Cody Boom will bring that car down onto pit lane, get whatever repairs are necessary, and get back up there and try to get back up front. But it did on a couple occasions there. It looked like he had that car collected up, and he had it saved probably 4 or 5 times there, but he just ran out of track and ended up getting into the outside wall and turning the car around. So
So that's going to bring us down to, we have 11 cars remaining on the lead lap. But unless something really changes after this next restart, this race is probably going to come down to top three that are sitting there right now: Garrett Kinder, Josh Oswald, and William Griffith. They have been the class of the field. I'm not sure if Cody's going to have enough left to make up the ground to get back up there. We will see. But I think we're going to have a really good battle here between these top three the rest of the way. And thank you for the bits there, Uncle Greggy. We appreciate it.
I'm just going to go along with I'm supposed to know what bits are.
Just another form of, you know, showing support, like a sub or anything else on just another thing on Twitch where you can, you know, throw support to a stream that you like.
Still an old guy trying to learn new tricks, man.
Oh, me too. I mean, there's really, honestly, there's really, you know, earlier today I was messaging our guy that, you know, did the stream stuff for us, did all of our animation stuff, and well, now Uncle Greggy's getting salty. He called you a geriatric. Probably called us both a geriatric, but I'm gonna say he was calling you one. But anyways, I was talking to our main man Jay that did our stream, and I was telling him that we needed to get with him to have some emotes made. I keep hearing about these emotes that I guess we're supposed to have for our subscribers. So for all you subscribers that are in here that don't have any yet, I apologize for that. We're getting that worked out right now. But it took a lengthy time for him to explain to me what it was I was really asking for, because apparently there's loyalty badges along with emotes, and I thought that was all, I don't know, I thought it was all the same. So it took him quite a while. He finally showed me elementary pictures so to get it through my thick head of what it is we were doing. So we got that straight, and our stream guy has that for action, and hopefully he said by tomorrow he'll be sending me a proof of that. So
and the pace car is pulled off. We're back under green. This time Garrett gets a great start, and so does William Griffith. And that number 12 car is he's going to move in second place. I'd say that is the Jet sends it down to turn one on the outside.
Yeah, strong outside. Strong on the outside Jet. First time we've seen that tonight. Usually the outside car is sitting duck.
Thomas Capano and then number 21 has worked his way back up to the field. Again, it's always battling up here in the top two and the top three before, so we'll have to see. But a long run we had just a run ago, but he definitely fell back of those three lead cars.
Oh yes, he did for sure. Kai Schaffer in the 60 has worked his way back up to fifth. We saw he had fallen to the back of the field not too long ago. And Colton Lanford has made his way back up to seventh. And this time around, he's keeping pace with the leaders. So, not sure what happened to him on the on that long green flag run we had before this last caution. But it seems like he's back in it now.
Well, good to see. And had to have got some exertion. That car was definitely off the pace, so he is keeping. He's got competitive lap times. We're going to keep an eye on him. Cody Boehm now is trying to work his way up through this field. He is already over 3 seconds behind the leaders. That is a lot of track position and time to make up.
Yeah, and he's got, what, 37, 38 laps, something like that, to get it done.
So
we will see, but...
Yeah, as we take a look at our 10th place car, Tyler Rice. Hadn't had a chance to call his name a whole lot this evening. Oval Addicts. Having himself a solid evening. He was one of the cars in the heat race earlier. So he's definitely come up to the field here a little bit to be in the top 10. Besides a couple accidents, we really haven't been able to call the Hitman's name out. That 44 car sitting back in 11th position, up 3 spots from where he had started at. Really looking like he is struggling with lap times right now as well, as he's fallen well back to the field. Also must be dealing with well. We'll head back up front. We'll see that the race for first is tightened up one more time.
Sure is.
We have 35 laps left to go here in the drift system. 125. Well, I tell you, Jimmy, it really looks like the Jet is really sending that thing down in the corners.
Yeah, he definitely is. And caution is out. I'm not sure what it's for.
Looks like Tyler Rice is crashed.
Oh,
Just got talking about him, and the 30 car is back here with the 038. Begins to push up the track and gets into the 038 there. Not sure if he didn't know he was on the outside or quite what happened there, but that's what brings out the caution for this time. Tyler Rice will bring the car down pit road for repairs. Still have 11 cars here. Well, we'll have to see how many cars we'll have on the lead lap as those repairs are getting done and whether or not he ends up going a lap down or not. We have a few cars, a handful of cars that are out of the race here this evening. Been a great race for Garrett Kinder and for his major sponsor, Kinder Farm and Ranch. We always like to give a shout out to KinderOnly.com. Has led every single lap from the pole. He has had a few different drivers come up and challenge him for the lead of this race, to include Josh the Jet Oswald and Cody Bowman in that number 78 car. As close as they've gotten to him, Jamie, nobody can seem to get around him.
Yeah, he just, it's like he's doing whatever he needs to do. If he can just ride, he rides. If they start pressuring him, he picks it up a little bit. So, he's running a really smart race.
And he's definitely mixed up the restarts. He has gone early, he's gone late, and everywhere in between. So he's trying to keep his competitors on their toes and keep his advantage. You know, being able to restart these races and control that restart is a huge advantage. Talked about it a little bit earlier, especially on some of these higher banked, shorter tracks. You know, the guy in second place, the guy restarting on the outside, is really at a disadvantage because that car really just does not hook up like it does down on the lower.
Yeah, that's what was so surprising on that last restart with the Jet being able to hold serve there for second place on that outside line. We'd not seen that yet tonight. Everybody that was on the outside was always giving up a spot. So that was definitely good work by him to hold on to that position.
Yes, we are coming up on 30 laps to go. We will settle this thing here in the next 30 laps. I think somebody needs to head over to the NASCAR trailer and let them know that they can take one of these caution laps. These have been some excruciating caution.
Yeah, especially with no need to pit.
Right.
You know, I mean, I get it. You want to give guys an opportunity to get work done on their car if they need it, but yeah, I don't know. It's easy to talk about from this perspective.
It's very, very true. But that's what they pay us to do, Jamie, so that's what we'll do. They invite us out. We get to do really cool stuff on not only our racing stream, Go Locker Racing, but the Rebels Network, and then we get to, I mean, what an honor. What a privilege it's been to call the Griff sister of 125 here this evening.
Absolutely. I, I, I mean, I tell you, I kind of wish we could get Griff's sister in here for an interview when the race is over.
It really depends on if she's got a good sense of humor or not, Jamie.
Well, the pace car is off, so ooh, that's going to get a little bit out front there, but Garrett gets a good jump.
Yeah, again, a little bit of cat and mouse there. The Jet tries to stay out front a little bit. Garrett said, no, I have control of this restart. Kind of made him brake check there a little bit, but still, decent start there for those guys. And a good start for Griff. And again, I really think we're going to need to see a good 20. Oh, I'd like to see it run green the rest of the way for somebody to really get up there and challenge Garrett Kinder here for the win.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Cody Bowman's made his way up to 7th. Oh, goodness gracious. Somebody was just walking on, it looked like Sam Wetstein, but we stay green. So yeah, I think if we get that long green flag run, we might actually see Cody Bowman get back up here and challenge for this win here tonight.
He's got quite a few cars to get around. We're going to coming up on 25 laps to go.
And Kai Shappert turns William Griffith, and no caution.
And the caution
is out now. It is out now.
So we'll take a look at the map here.
Yeah, Kai Shappert got into the back of the 12 car.
Yep. Tough break there as Griff was working his way up through the field. And tough break there.
Yeah, that, you know, it looks like one of those situations where it's very hard in these cars to know exactly where your roll bar is on that front end. It's so easy to get into the back of somebody and you don't even realize that you're going to get into them because that thing sticks out beyond the nose of your car. So definitely don't think it was anything intentional on Kai's part. That definitely this looks like it was one of those deals where he just didn't realize.
Yeah, as we ride around with our leader here under caution, you'll see, I mean, you can see the front tires from your vantage point, but what you don't see is the 2 and 3 foot of the front of the car plus a roll bar out front. So it is incredibly hard to judge how close you can get to a car and where the front end of your car is in these tour modifieds. As you guys can see, that's watching out there, you just can't see it.
Right, and the other thing, I tell you what, go to the nose of Josh Jet. Or cockpit view or whatever. Whichever one works.
Well, they both work, Jamie, so you got to tell me which one you want.
Well, go to the cockpit view. Get it from his perspective.
So here's the cockpit view. Yep.
Okay, so he's far enough back now that he's got a good view of the back end of Garrett's car. But when you're out there racing and you're nose to tail, you can see as you get closer, as he gets closer there, you don't see that Nerf bar on the back of his car. All you see is that back deck. So you're not only battling, not really understanding how far out your nose is, but you've also got that Nerf bar on the other car that you have to contend with as well. And that creates problems too, because when you're up close, you can't see it. All you see is that back deck, and it's really just a guessing game on how close you can actually be. And a lot of times, if you're not aggressive enough and get up on tight on somebody, you're not going to be able to pass them.
100% true, man. Why we talk about these cars quite a lot and how fun they are to drive, and they are an absolute blast to drive. You know, there are a lot of things that you have to understand about the car from your blind spots. And you can even see it as we're under caution here. There's a couple times that he can't even see Garrett because the air cleaner and the hood that comes up. So depending on how far back you are from a car, you'll have difficulties at seeing the car in general, let alone knowing where the front of your car is, where your Nerf bar is, and where that other driver's Nerf bar is.
Yeah, it just adds a challenge. challenge to these cars. I guess because they're really not that hard to drive. You could really whip these things around. They're very stable with these big old tires. You know, kind of goes back to Days of Thunder reference. You know, the car's half as light, tires are twice as big thing. So, you know, they handle really well. You can drive them hard. So the flip side of that, kind of like driving a street Camaro. You can't see crap.
And Cody Bolton's now moved his way up into third position. Garrett Kinder again kind of lags back and gets a great restart. Is now Thomas Capano in at number 21 is going to pull alongside Josh the Jet. Cody Bolton now is going to make a move down to the inside as well, and he's trying to figure out which Bolton is it. Colton Lanford climbs the wall going down the backstretch there a little bit. Car stays pointed in the right direction. Definitely going to lose some spots there. We continue to kind of watch this battle here for second place as Thomas Capano is back there in third, Cody Bolton in fourth. Cody really not able to do anything with him at this point in time.
Give it time. I'm still not counting Cody out of this race yet. I mean, he's going to have to hurry. We got about 13 laps. Oh, 19 laps? Okay. Oh, it's 125. I was thinking it was 120. We've been saying we're sister 125 all night, but you're right. So, yeah, 19 laps to go, and he makes the move. He's going to clear Thomas Capuano and move out into third place.
And
now he's got it.
Yeah, charge is on right now. As we look back at Sam Wetstein, a couple laps down there at one point in time. Now up in the top five. William Griffin, you know, has moved himself back into sixth position here. But again, as the laps continue to tick off, he's really going to have to start hustling that car around if he's going to get back in. As the battle for the lead tightens up, Jet closes in.
This is going to get interesting.
We see what's happened all night long is somebody's able to close up with Garrett but not do anything with him. So we'll have to see if Jet's saved enough of his equipment to get up there and challenge for the lead. Garrett Kinder's still got a little bit left in the tank. Boy, it's getting closer. See the Jet there at 3 and 4 make a little bit of a diamond through the corner, get the great run down the straightaway, sends it down into turn one underneath Garrett Kinder.
Wow.
And we'll have to see if he can hold him off at 3 and 4. As Garrett Kinder is trying to power up to the outside, but the Jet gets the run off the bottom, and we have a new leader for the first time this evening. Josh the Jet Oswald takes over with 14 laps to go.
All right, Garrett got a little loose there in the middle of 1 and 2.
Now here comes Cody Moore, number 78. We'll have to see if Garrett can get back up there and challenge for this thing. But I don't know, Jamie. He might have used up what he's had there. Jet might have been saving there for most of the race. Saved it for when he needed it. The laps were winding down.
Well, you know, Garrett tells me all the time how Josh Oswald has taught him a lot running these tour modifieds, and the Jet might have taken him to school one more time here tonight.
She's closing back in on him this time, and it seems that the Jets had that last lap just didn't quite hit his marks there. It wasn't the greatest lap for him, and now we're going to have 3 cars underneath the blanket again for the lead of this race. Now Garrett Kinder is pulled back up to the rear of the Jet. Cody Bowen is still back there lurking in third position. Let's see what he can do. Oh, he is having all kinds of car control issues.
Yeah, Cody Bowen missed his entry there into turn 3, and that really messed him up coming to the start-finish line. But I let Garrett slip away from him just a little bit. He inches up on Josh just a little bit more.
Go back and take a quick look here and see that William Griffin is trying to move up into the top 5 right now, and he's got a great battle going on. between him and Sam Wetstein. Sam looks like he gets a car starts to push, has to back out of it, and William Griffin now moves up to the fifth position. We are under 10 laps to go here. We're coming up on 8 laps to go. Josh the Jet Oswald has taken control of this race. Garrett Kinder back in second place for the first time this evening. He's seeing a car out in front of him and trying to figure out how he can pass. Cody Bowen there, he definitely had some issues there going off into the turn in that last lap. He got that car back under control and trying to drive back up here and see if he's got it.
Yes, top three is within a half a tenth of each other. And so anybody makes a mistake, and two drivers are going to be there pouncing on them. So
don't know the Jet to make too many mistakes, especially when he's got control of the race. But he's still going to have to race some of his hardest laps here to keep Garrett Kinder behind him. I know if I'm Garrett Kinder and I've led over 100 laps here this evening, the first time I get past 14 laps to go, I'm giving it everything I got right now to get back up there and try to win this race.
seeing Garrett and Josh starting to maybe pull away from Cody Bohm just a little bit. That gap between Garrett and Cody is growing.
Garrett Kinder's putting together some good corners here. He continues to make up ground. That time, Jet takes a little bit shallower. Garrett's going to get a nice run off the corner one more time. So I don't think this thing has been settled quite as of yet, Jamie.
Yeah, it's not. It is not over. It is not over yet. Pretty obvious, right?
It's like you find yourself sometimes, sitting on the couch watching the race on Sunday, and you're like, why didn't they just say that? And then we find ourselves in the broadcast booth saying some of those very dumb things. So
yeah, you find out exactly why they said it.
Gotta fill the air with something.
That's right. Ooh, Cody Bohm has really fallen off here in the last couple laps. He's now 1.2 seconds behind the leader.
We're coming around to grab the white flag this time around.
Yep.
Will Garrett Kinder have anything left to get up there and try to battle the Jet? But he's pretty far back to try to make any type of move at this point.
Yeah, this is the Jet's race at this point. As long as Garrett gets a little bit of the wall, I think, or was able to swerve and keep it off of it, but Josh the Jet comes off at turn 4 to the start-finish line, and he is going to win Griff Sisters 125.
Glad you put the 125 in.
Well, I don't think we ever just assumed that Griff's sister was up as a trophy or anything. So.
I'm just, I got nothing. But a great race here this evening. Again, a race that we saw dominated by Garrett Kinder from the start of this thing. Oh, and yep, at least let him get a couple of donuts in there before it. Absolutely. Oh, there comes Griff. Puts Garrett Kinder on his lid. Oh. And they continue to pile in at this point in time, and Garrett Kinder's still on his lid. Oh, nope. And they're gonna well, you all enjoy the mayhem. But in a race that we saw Garrett Kinder absolutely dominate, won the pole, led the first 110 laps of this race, got challenged by a few different people, but there at the, with 14 laps to go, Josh the Jet Oswald makes his move and takes home the win here tonight.
Yeah, it was a good race. We had quite a few cautions there first half of the race, but we knew they had that green flag run in them, and once that finally happened, we saw some really great racing. I mean, before Griffith had his issues there, the four of them were up there within like 0.7 of a second of each other. So But really came down to 4 guys tonight, and they put on a really good show.
No, absolutely they did. So again, congratulations to our race winner here this evening, Josh Oswald, and we'll find him and bring him up here for his interview. Hey, Josh, Pat and Jamie up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you guys. How you doing tonight?
We're doing great, man. A lot of fun racing here this evening. Always good to get out here with these tour modifieds. Really cool to see him here at Richmond International Speedway. But in a race we saw almost completely dominated by Garrett Kinder. And then with 14 laps to go, we see you move up there and take the lead and bring home the win tonight. So take me through your race and how you were able to kind of save enough equipment and tire to bring home the win tonight.
I mean, I was really trying to save tires early on, just letting it roll into the corner, and yet at the same time trying to avoid any kind of mayhem. And I dodged a few bullets tonight. And then at every caution, I was cutting the motor off because if we wouldn't have had enough fuel if we didn't save. I think I finished maybe like 3 gallons, but I kept saving. I saw Garrett was moving a little bit off the bottom each time. I knew once I got by Cody, I needed a longer run though, because Kinder was getting good restarts. You know, hats off to him. He drove a great race. You know, it's always a pleasure. We've run side by side, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, very often. But I knew I could still hook the bottom towards the end there, and it paid off.
Hey, Jet, it's Jamie. Congratulations on that win, man. That was fun to watch. So, you know, Garrett has told me several times about how you've really taught him a lot in these tour modifieds here. So, was this another school session you put on tonight?
Yeah. I like to tease him before every race, because I tell him by about lap 75 he's going to start to lose his right rear, and that's when I'm going to get him. You know, because seems to be he always drives the right rear off it, and then towards the end he goes, guess what, my right rear is going. But no, I mean, I always try, you know, short tracks, I'll end advice whenever I can. You know, I always enjoy racing with Garrett on any track. You know, we always have such a good time, you know, and it seems like we're always around each other. We can't seem to get away from each other. So he's become one hell of a short tracker.
Yeah, all right, man. Congratulations again. So anybody you want to thank, shout out, sponsors?
Absolutely. Magic Mike Motorsports, Hitman Motorsports, Amazing Motorsports for sponsoring the series, keeping everything alive. I'd like to thank you guys again for the broadcast. You do a great job every week. Big Frig Coolers, all the admins at Thunderstruck help me keep everything going and keep it one of the best short track leagues around. And family and friends watching at home, appreciate them cheering me on every week.
Well, man, congrats on the win tonight, brother. Hard-fought win to get up there and do it like you did. So get out there and celebrate, man, on another great win.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. I will.
Yeah, I mean, had to save the equipment there for the end, and it definitely helps out when you taught your competition. You know what's going to happen with him and how he's going to drive that car. So, but great win, though.
Yeah, he wasn't far off on that lap count. I mean, it was he was maybe about, you know, Garrett got maybe about 20 laps more out of it than what Josh said he would. But yeah, that's impressive. He called it.
Yeah, you know, if we just look at the green flag laps, he was probably pretty spot on there. So let's grab Garrett Kinder and see what he has to say. Hey, Garrett, Pat and Jamie up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I mean, don't sound. You can't start the interview off sounding sad, Garrett.
All right. Hey, guys, how y'all doing?
There we go. That's the guy I know and love. Well, man, a dominating race here this evening. Took the pole, led the first 110 laps there, and then had Josh, the Jet Oswald, come up there and challenge you for the lead and take the lead and ultimately bring home the win. But you had a lot of guys come up throughout the night. Cody Bowman, the 78 rings the bell, the 21 car of Thomas Capuano. At a couple different points, you had different people come up there and challenge you. And it looked like guys could get to your rear bumper, and then you were able to step away. So, I mean, kind of take me through your race this evening and how you brought that 76 car home with the second place finish.
Well, I have a really bad problem about burning off the right rear tire. It's pretty well documented through all these past races we've had. So beginning parts of the race, my main focus was being patient, getting back on throttle and trying to save. There towards the end, I just kind of lost track of it, and you get down towards the end and you get, 20, 25 laps to go, and you got what you got at that point. It's time to go, and everybody's going to be pushing hard. And Oswald, he was fast, and I knew he was faster than me. Coming off of 4, I knew he had a heck of a run on me, and I've missed a couple races. I'm not in the championship standings by any means. I think I'm sitting P8, something like that. He's leading points, so I wasn't gonna. I was gonna pressure him. I was gonna squeeze him down a little bit, but I wasn't gonna, try and jeopardize his points lead or anything like that. Just good, clean racing. Me and Oswald, we race clean every time we're around each other, pretty much, unless it's just a pure accident. So, happy for him bringing home the win. Wish I could have got it. I led a lot of laps tonight, and it stinks not to lead the last one.
Hey, Garrett, this is Jamie. Hey, man, congratulations. Good run, and you finished second in the Griff Sister 125. Where did that come from? Where did that name title for this race come from?
Well, I don't exactly even remember where it started, but I know that last season, at the end of the Cup season in Rebels, that apparently my engagement got announced. So, February 30th, 2022 at 2 p.m. Make sure y'all, that's your save the date right there. February 30th. So make sure y'all remember that date for sure.
Got it.
Other than that, it just kind of took off, and it is what it is. I embrace the jokes. I don't scoff at them or anything like that. I think it's pretty funny, so I'll roll with it.
So anybody you want to thank, sponsors, shout outs?
Of course, I want to thank Griff's sister. Her name is Sherry. For all those that didn't know, hi, Sherry. Thanks for watching the race tonight. Of course, thank Kinder Farm and Ranch for coming on and sponsoring this season. Big shout out to Oswald and Cody Bain. Those guys are fun to race around. Seems like we always find ourselves around each other in these modified races, and it's a real blast racing with those guys. All the family watching back home. I don't know if my brother and sister-in-law and their kids are watching. They're on vacation right now, but if they are, hope y'all are having fun. Mom, Dad, I know y'all are watching. Love y'all. Thank y'all up in the booth. Thank everybody over here at Thunderstruck. It was a fun race. A little bit of caution here and there, but overall, really fun race. And look forward to coming back next week and the Bull Ring. It'll be a good time.
Yeah, we have officially lost control of this broadcast because, by my recount there, Garrett, after finishing second in the Griff's Sister 125, the first person you thanked was Griff's sister?
Well, of course, for sponsoring the race.
All right. Yeah, we have officially lost control of this. But congratulations.
I gotta do it, man. I got to do it. I'm sorry.
Congratulations, man. It's always a blast talking to you. Always a pleasure watching you out on the track and all the different series, man. I know it's a heartbreaker. I have lost one of these races to you specifically, so I don't feel too bad about it after you beat me at Iowa after I led over 120 laps that one time. So turnabout's fair play, but congratulations on second place there, brother.
Well, I appreciate the support there, Pat.
No problem, brother. Oh, I will. Those ones stick in your memory for sure, and this one will stick in his memory for some time to come. And it was a tough night for me as well, and I definitely feel his pain. But always a good sport about everything. Always fun to talk with him for sure. So let's grab our third place finisher of Cody Bohm. Hey, Cody. Pat and Jamie up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, man, up and down night for you, and on a couple of different of those runs, we really thought you were going to get up there and challenge Garrett for the lead of this race. And a couple different times, Jamie had his money on you for winning the race tonight. So kind of take me through your race, and congratulations on bringing the car home third after a couple of late race incidents that you got into. But take me through your race here this evening and how you brought that car home in third.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, don't ever bet on me because I will lay you down every time, I'm sure. But yeah, I don't know. The car was really good at the beginning. It just, I wish I would qualify better. I qualified 9th, and I just kind of rode my way up there. And I mean, maybe everybody else was saving tires more than I was, but I made it up there. And I don't know. I was just really trying really hard to get around Garrett up there, and so that I could control the restarts and whatnot. But yeah, it just wasn't happening. I just got real loose that one time and spun it out, but able to use my fast repair and just kind of ride back up to third.
Hey, Cody, it's Jamie. Congratulations, man, on a strong run tonight. I know you're disappointed with not getting the win. You were definitely fast enough to do that, but nothing to be ashamed of with third place. So take us through what we saw. A lot of guys they were catching that apron, and just that was the end of it there. And we saw you got it once yourself. What exactly was the car doing when you caught that apron?
It's just like, I don't know, it just felt like it gets on ice. I mean, the car just wants to spin out, and I tried correcting it as best I could and keep it out of everybody's way, and just unfortunately just tagged the wall. But thankfully, nobody else. I didn't ruin anybody else's day. So, but yeah, it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just like driving through a puddle of water or something. It just makes the car just go straight, and then the ass end kicks out, and thing wants to spin around.
Yeah, that was definitely unfortunate. It looked like that was a long developing situation there, and I know it probably felt like an eternity for you inside the car because I'm pretty sure you thought you had it saved a couple times there. But still a good, solid run for you tonight, man. So anybody you want to thank, shout out, sponsors?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out Josh Oswald for the setup again, and maybe one of these days, I hope he has enough big points lead going into the last race or whatever, so he doesn't have to race. So maybe I have a chance, but we'll see what happens. I also like to shout out Garrett Kinder's family for watching and supporting me. Good people.
Outstanding, man. Good to hear you got some fans out in the crowd and all that stuff, and a great run here this evening. So congratulations on the third place finish, and hopefully we talk to you again next week.
Thank you. That was a hell of a race, though.
Yeah, it was for sure. Well, just a strong night of racing from a lot of different drivers here this evening. We saw some guys that were up front and fall to the back. Some drivers get wrapped up in some other people's car control issues, and like you talked about in that last interview, Jamie. I mean, that apron was almost a death sentence for you.
Yeah, it definitely was. We saw it several times. And it's one of those things, man. Get that apron, and that car is just not going to be happy, and it's going to end up bad for you. But hey, that's part of the deal. So again, congratulations to Josh. Hell of a run tonight, man. That was very strong. So exciting racing from those guys. Like I said, we had at one point the four of them were within 7/10 of each other, and man, it was impressive.
Yeah, a lot of great racing here this evening, and as we got the schedule up, 2 races left for this season here in the Tour Modifieds. Next week they'll be at the Bull Ring for 125 laps, and then we finish up the season at your hometown track, Jamie, at Five Flags Speedway on the 21st of this month, and that'll wrap up the season here with the Tour Modifieds.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. And we might have to do a you call it and I call it from the car on that night.
We might just have to do that, man. I will not deny you the opportunity to race at Five Flags Speedway. I know you absolutely love doing it. So, but a lot of great racing here this evening. Again, congratulations to our race winner, Josh Oswald. Coming in second place is Garrett Kinder with a little bit of hard break there. Cody Bowen, who we just spoke to a little while ago in that 78, coming home in third. Thomas Capano there in the number 21 definitely had an up and down night, but coming in fourth. Griff recovering back to fifth place, so a good solid top 5 for him. Sam Wetstein coming in sixth place from after being a couple laps down there. The Hitman works his way up into seventh position, so great night of racing there for him. Kai Shepard coming home in eighth. Colton Lanford, again, another one of those drivers that had an up and down night, coming home in ninth. And rounding out our top 10 this evening is going to be that number 38 car, Jamie Tweed. Sorry about that. So, from all of us here at the Rebels Racing Network, and especially me and Jamie from Goat Locker Racing, we appreciate everybody that tunes in. Please tune in again tomorrow for Goat Locker Racing's premiere series. It'll be our truck series that runs tomorrow night, so be sure to check us out on Twitch. Be sure to head over to Facebook and check out the original Rebels as well, and check us out and give us a like and a share. And we appreciate everybody that tunes in, subscribes, cheers, bits, whatever the heck happens on Twitch each and every week. We truly appreciate it. We will see everybody again tomorrow night.